Good morning, student. Uh, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss about few terminologies related to optimization. After that, we are going to start the important bit of LPP, linear programming problem, and we will jump on to the first step of solving the numerical, which is a formulation of a problem. Okay, so let's begin with the terminologies. So whenever you face a optimization problem or OR problem, any research problem, okay, so some of the few terminologies are involved there. Okay, to have a better understanding of those terminology, we'll take one small example. Imagine you have 5 acres, 500 acres of land, okay, and you imagine yourself as a farmer and you have three options for the crop. Either you can go with the wheat, gahu, or corn, or any kind of vegetables. So these three are your options. Next, each uh, each of this crop has different cost of a production as well as selling price. ओके सो गेहूं का प्राइस अलग रहेगा, कॉर्न का प्राइस अलग है, सेलिंग प्राइस, एंड वेजिटेबल्स का सेलिंग प्राइस अलग है. ऑल्सो टू प्रोड्यूस दिस it requires some kind of resources, like it needs seeds, it need some other resources, manpower और automation अगर होगा तो tractors वगैरह. Along with that, each crop required different amount of fertilizers too, different types of fertilizers and different cost of fertilizer. Okay, so you understood the problem here. Ultimately, a farmer or you would like to maximize your profit. Okay, जो आपका 500 acre का जो land है, उसमें you would like to have a maximum production, or ultimately you would like to get a maximum profit, maximum income from this situation. Okay, now our point here is to understand the terminology. So whenever you deal with this kind of situation, this is a simple example of a agricultural business. Similarly, similar kind of situation you will observe in different or various fields. Like industry में आपके पास limited resources रहेंगे, like you have limited number of humans, engineers, then machines, also the money, cost of investment, capital cost. These will be limitations. You will have a piece of land, in that only you need to do the manufacturing, and you would like to produce some 2 to 3 components, so those will be your variety. Each of them will have different cost, different selling price. Okay, so this is general situation. Now we will understand the terminology. We would like to maximize the profit for the farmer. Hmm? So when you do a formulation of a problem here in the context of optimization or operations research, first thing you need to come up with terminologies. You need to put decisions. Okay, the first thing आपको पता होना चाहिए, what is the decision variables here. Unknowns, decision variables are nothing but unknowns to be determined. Okay, so in this situation, guess what could be the decision variable here. Is amount of land a decision variable, or amount of wheat, or amount of corn, or amount of vegetable should be planted. कि भाई कितने एकड़ में आप गेहूं लगाओगे, कितने एकड़ में कॉर्न लगाओगे, कितने एकर्स में आप वेजिटेबल लगाओगे, सो दैट यू विल हैव अ मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट. ओके, या फिर आपका डिसीजन रहेगा कि भाई मैं कितने सीड्स ऑफ व्हीट परचेस करूं, कॉर्न परचेस करूं, या फिर वेजिटेबल्स का परचेस करूं. Okay, so here you need to analyze your problem statement very carefully. Okay, so to make a decision, first, what is your objective here? Okay, so your objective is to maximize the production. Okay, so maximize the profit. That is your objective. Now objective can be maximization or minimization. Minimum cost में maximum production करना है या फिर maximum income produce करना है. So this could be your objective function. Now just imagine in this situation I would like to have maximum profit as an example. This is my objective. So all of you have understood what is meant by objective function. Objective function is nothing but a thing which is to be optimized, which is to be maximized or minimized. Okay, so here we have chosen maximum profit is our objective. Now based on this objective, now let's decide the decision variable. Now to understand decision variable, by variable जो है वो the thing which is going to play a role in the maximum profit earn कैसे होगा? You will sell amount of wheat, corn and vegetable. Okay, so कितना wheat आप प्रोड्यूस करोगे, कितना corn and कितना vegetable. So I'll assign variable x1, x2, x3 respectively to these three crops. Okay, because wheat का रेट क्या है देखो, अराउंड 30 रुपीज पर केजी, corn 60 rupees per kg, and vegetable on an average 80 to 100 rupees per kg. Okay, so the amount into the rate is nothing but your profit or production. उसके बाद you can subtract the total cost of production and you will get your profit. Okay, so if you look at the profit equation, x1, x2, x3 are your decision variable. कि भाई कितने एकड़ में आप वीट प्रोड्यूस करोगे, यू विल नो कि भाई इतना हेक्टर या एकड़ में वीट लगाओगे, ओके, गेहूं लगाओगे तो हाउ मच, इतना टन का आपको गेहूं मिल जाएगा. ओके, देन रिमेनिंग अमाउंट सम 100 और 200 एकर्स में यू विल पुट अप कॉर्न प्लांटेशन करोगे and you will produce some amount of crop or corn in tonnage. Okay, then you will multiply it with your cost and you will get the profit. So decision variable could be amount of, or if you would like to clearly mention, x1 is number of acre or amount of acres in which the wheat is produced or planted. Okay, and we know that x1 acre में लगाया तो into this much tonnage or kg आपका production होगा. So that could be your decision variable. So analyze your problem and first start with the decision variable. Then you will come to know that what is the objective function here. कि क्या objective है? Maximization. Then आप ऐसा तो नहीं कर सकते, आपके पास देखो constraint क्या है, 500 acre. Right, so within that 500 acre you would like to have a maximum profit. So this is a constraint to you. You cannot produce or plant wheat in 500, corn in 500 and vegetable in the 500 because area कितना हुआ फिर 1500 एकड़, बट अपने पास अवेलेबल नहीं है. We have limited resource. So the equation which will constrain the decision variable, that is also important. The constraint represent limitation to the resources. Okay, so आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, you need to prepare one equation कि भाई x1 acre plus x2 acre plus x3 acres should be less than or equal to 500 acre, right? So x1 is the number of acres in which आप गेहूं लगाओगे, यहाँ पे कॉर्न लगाओगे एंड देन वेजिटेबल्स लगाओगे. इसका टोटल शुड नॉट बी exceeding 500 acre, right? So this is a limitation, we call it as a constraint. Similarly, you might have some budget for seed, for resources and for fertilizers. So यहाँ पे मैं machines और man बोल रहा हूँ, machine plus man. Okay, so these resources. So for example, you cannot spend more than 10 lakhs on seeds and 10 lakhs on fertilizer and 10 lakhs on machine and manpower. Okay, so again these are going to put some kind of equation here, some kind of constraint here कि भाई seed required for x1, so 0.2 into x1 plus some 0.3 into x3 should not exceed, should be less than 10 lakhs. Okay, so these are called as a constraint. I hope all of you understood. A quick recap: decision variable, the variables which needs to be determined, which needs to be find. Okay, so in this case, amount of wheat production, corn or vegetable production or plantation could be your decision variable. Constraint are the limitation of resources कि भाई 500 acre के नीचे ही you can do the production. This could be a constraint. Objective function, your target, you would like to increase the production, or if you would like to increase the profit, or आपके पास 500 acre है but you have limited amount of capital cost, you have only 30 lakhs rupees in your bank account. That means constraint क्या है, objective could be minimization of total cost of production कि भाई जो भी मैं प्लांट करूंगा वो सब खर्चा 30 लाख के अंदर अंदर होना चाहिए. This could be your objective function. Or if you want to save the money, objective function will be minimization of production cost. Okay, next terminology you will find many times we are going to use arriving at optimal solution. What is meant by optimal solution? Optimum solution or optimal solution is nothing but values of decision variable which will satisfy the constraint and the objective function. So decision variable x1 आपका सॉल्व करके आंसर आया कि भाई 10 एकड़ में सिर्फ गेहूं लगाओ. Okay, so this is your optimal solution. This 10 acres will solve the constraint. Okay, and also it is going to maximize your objective function or minimize the objective function, whatever you have desired. Okay, so these values x1 x2 x3 जो आंसर आने वाला है, it is called as a optimal solution. Now how did we arrive from decision variable, constraint, objective function to the optimal solution? कुछ ना कुछ mathematical calculation करने पड़ेंगे ना, right? So those are nothing but your models, optimization model or OR models. Okay, so OR models or optimization models are nothing but systematic approach to arrive at the optimal solution. Okay, so this could be your starting point, formulation, then you will follow some procedure and you will arrive final to the optimal solution. Okay, so I hope all of you understood the terminology. Optimization or OR models, in our syllabus you will we will go through some of the models in which you are going to follow some steps and you will get the final solution, optimal solution. Okay, if there are any doubt, let me know, otherwise we will proceed about all these things. Now we'll proceed for the first part, that is linear programming problem. So this is one of the model comes under OR technique, or one can say optimization technique, linear programming problem, LPP. Okay, short में हम इसको LP या LPP बोलते, linear programming problem. So this linear programming problem represent a model of OR. Okay, it is nothing but a mathematical tool it is a mathematical tool or a systematic approach for solution of optimization problem where objective function and the constraints are linear. So simply you can define LPP like this. So it's a mathematical procedure. We will get into that, how that procedure works later on. It is used for optimization problem. So optimization problem can be a maximization problem or a minimization problem, where the objective could be a profit, cost, production capacity, production cost, etc. Okay, so this objective function is nothing but a measure of effectiveness, right? So it could be a maximization of profit or minimization of a cost. So that is your optimization problem, where objective function could be anything. Okay, now, but the another criteria for LPP is this part. Okay, the objective function and the constraint should be linear. So constraint, we know that the constraint are nothing but what? These are a limitation imposed on the resources, like so raw material availability, market demand a 100 100 mobile phone. Okay, so you cannot produce, or there should be a constraint, the production should be less than or equal to 100 mobile phone in a month. Okay, you can, if you produce more than that, it will be just a waste. It will be creating an inventory for you guys. Okay, so these are your constraint. Now when we call this problem, this whole problem, maximization of a profit with following constraint, a LPP, if all these equations are linear. Okay, so all this equation should be expressed in the linear format. You cannot have a transcendental equation for this objective function or constraint. Like your equation should be simple: a1x plus a2y plus a3z equal to this much, or it should be less than or equal to this much. Even your objective function should be a linear equation. Okay, so again, revise this slide. Linear programming problem is a mathematical tool which is used for solving optimization problem. Okay, but when we call it as a LPP, when the objective function and the constraint are linear, they are expressed with the help of linear equation, then and then we will call it as a linear programming problem. Okay, now this linear programming problem, as I have said you, it's a mathematical tool. It is solved in two steps. Step number one is a formulation of LPP. So in a formulation, what we do, जो first slide लिखा था हमने देखा था, we refer to that. In a formulation, you need to write equations. Okay, you need to write equation, but these equations should be linear. You need to first start with the decision variable. Decision variable you need to identify. After that, you need to identify objective function. Then later on, you need to put constraint. Okay, so this is nothing but your formulation. So let's see the first part. So before that, LPP has some kind of assumptions involved. To understand the assumption, they are very easy to understand if we take a simple example. So let's take an example. You are a owner of a factory which produce two categories of product. एक bulbs बना रहे हो और caps बना रहे हो. Okay. So first assumption here made is proportionality. If you are using LPP, you need to follow four assumptions. So first assumption is of a proportionality. To understand this proportionality, let's see. Imagine a ball is sold at 10 rupees, or it is adding the value, adding the profit of 10 rupees. Okay, so proportionality says that the contribution of a decision variable, here the decision variable is number of balls is proportional to the value of a decision variable. Okay, so each ball will going to contribute 10 rupees. If you have produced 3 balls, so your profit will be 3 into 10 rupees. सो ऐसा नहीं होगा कि आपका एक बॉल 10 रुपीज का प्रॉफिट बनाएगा और दूसरा बॉल 5 रुपीज का प्रॉफिट बनाएगा, तीसरा बॉल 2.5 रुपीज का प्रॉफिट बनाएगा. नो, each decision variable will be proportional to the complete profit. Okay, so each decision variable का contribution same रहने वाला है. So this is simple your proportionality assumption, because there might be some firms we will which will give profit for each category. Okay, but when we solve it by LPP, assumption is proportion कि भाई proportion रहेगा, एक बॉल का 10 प्रॉफिट होगा तो 3 बॉल का 30 रुपीज प्रॉफिट होगा. This is one of the assumption. Then second assumption is additivity. Okay, we are producing a ball and second product is a cap. So total profit made by the company will be the profit made by ball plus the profit made by selling caps. Okay, I think आपको लगेगा कि बहुत ही easy है, but as these are the assumptions made, you need to obey them. Okay, easy to understand. The profit made by ball plus profit made by selling caps. This will represent your total objective function or a profit value. So this is a assumption regarding additivity. Next assumption is divisibility or continuity. Now this is a little tricky assumption. When you solve a LPP problem, you might get the answers in fraction, like the optimum production of a ball is 1.75. You might get the answer like this. So that means you need to produce ball something like this, एक full और दूसरा इतना ही. Right? So when we solve a LPP problem, we allow the decision variable to take a fractional value, even if it seems infeasible or it seems some kind of arbitrary, like how to produce a quarter of a ball, right? So but यहाँ पे अब mathematical procedure follow करें तो the numbers could take the fractional value. Sometimes another example लेता हूँ. Your firm want to hire some men. Okay, तो आपने क्या किया, एक मॉडल बनाया, उसको सॉल्व किया और आपका आंसर आया 2.5. Okay, so you need to hire 2.5 men for your firm. Okay, so it is infeasible to hire 2.5 men, right? So आप क्या करोगे, but even the LPP gives you mathematically 2.5. You need to make a decision, should we go with the 3 people or only 2 people? Okay, so the when you solve a LPP problem, it can take your answers can take, we are allowing them to take the fractional value. So this is the assumption of, regarding divisibility or continuity. Another assumption is non-negativity restriction or certainty. Now it's a kind of a very common sense wala assumption. 1 minute. Okay, what is this certainty or non-negativity restriction is? Value are certain, does not change with time, and it is not possible to produce / use negative quantities. Okay, so the self this definition itself gives you some idea. The values that means the profit when LPP is solved, you have assumed that the ball is going to make a 10 rupees of a profit. Okay, so for day one, when you solve the LPP problem, you assume that the 10 rupees profit is constant over the period of time. Okay, it does not change. Okay, so this is your LPP. Now this condition can be changed when we go for dynamic programming. Okay, so this is an advanced topic. In dynamic programming, you can add a time limit also. Uncertainty भी add कर सकते हो, but that is not covered under LPP. Okay, so first thing understand, certainty means what? The value is certain. You know it. Okay, and it does not change with the time. Okay, and second one, non-negativity restriction. What it means? You cannot produce a negative quantity. You cannot produce a negative quantity because LPP अगर solve करे हो and you come to know that the answer of X1 गेहूं का production should be negative 10 tons. Is it feasible? No. Your common sense itself will suggest you cannot go reverse in time and produce something. Okay, जो आपके पास है ही नहीं उसका प्रोडक्शन कैसे करोगे, या फिर यू कैनॉट प्रोड्यूस अ निगेटिव क्वांटिटी और यू कैनॉट यूज निगेटिव टाइम, right? So reverse direction is not possible. We apply non-negativity restriction always to a LPP problem. So this is always a constraint in your LPP. जब भी आप LPP solve करोगे ना, there will be always at the bottom restriction x1 comma x2 etc should be greater than or equal to 0. This restriction is compulsory for LPP, linear programming problem. What it means, जो भी आपका decision variable x1 x2 those cannot take negative value, negative production नहीं कर सकते आप. Okay, और negative resources use नहीं कर सकते. So I hope you understood this assumption. So next some steps in LPP problem. So first step is formulating, second step is solving. So in a formulation, uh, first step we need to do is identifying decision variable, then identifying what need to be maximize or minimize, that is objective function. Third step is identifying constraint and writing equations for them, and fourth, which is always there, non-negativity restriction. So this is always there. Okay, so formulation of LPP is nothing but identification, writing equations for these four things, right? So read your problem statement carefully, identify x1 x2 किसका लेना है, what need to be maximized, optimized or minimized, what are the constraint restriction given, and the last is compulsory, without fail write non-negativity restriction. Okay, so this is a big step in solving LPP. Next one, solving LPP. There are three methods, three or more methods: graphical method, simplex method, two-phase method, big M method, etc. etc. Okay, out of which, as I have told you earlier, I'm going to teach in detail graphical method and simplex method, and I'll give you a little introduction about two-phase method or big M method. Okay, so big M method से अच्छा two-phase method है, so I'll show you two-phase method. Okay, but major thrust will be on graphical and simplex. Okay, so these are the steps in LPP. Now, step one was formulation of linear programming problem. Okay, so formulation, this will be your statement and you need to formulate a LPP. Means what? LPP find करना है, मतलब क्या करना है आपको, पहले decision variable, constraint, objective function and non-negativity restriction डालना है. Okay, so first I urge you to read the problem statement carefully. In the chat window, please tell me what could be the decision variable. All of you, please read the problem statement carefully. Even if you understand the procedure of solving LPP, until and unless you formulate a equations or LPP, उसका यूज ही नहीं है प्रोसीजर का. Okay, so understanding the problem statement and arriving at formulated LPP is very crucial step. Many of us fails in that. In the gate examination, always there are numerical given in the word format only. Okay, so आपको खुद को फॉर्मुलेट भी करना पड़ता है और उसके बाद सॉल्व भी करना पड़ता है. So only one response in the chat window. क्या हुआ, बाकी लोगों को समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या? Okay, read the problem statement carefully and tell me what could be the decision variable. क्या डिसाइड क्या करना है? What's in your hand? Okay, now students are answering, right? Quantity, units, number of A and B. Okay, so are you deciding how much milk should be and how much cocoa should be? No. Always, if you look at the problem statement and go into the bottom line, how many units of A and B should it produce? Okay, right, correct, Shaunak. So you are not gonna select milk and choco or cocoa as your decision variable. These are constraint. So most of you are correct. So your decision variable is nothing but how many units of A and B should it produce. Okay, so this is your decision variable. X1 and X2. I'll say X1 is equal to number of units of A. X2 is equal to number of units of B should be produced. Okay. What could be your objective? Again, use the chat window. Maximize profit. Yes, maximize profit. Now, could you write this as an equation? See, mathematics में express करना है हमें ये. So, your objective function, I'll not say now objective, I'll say objective function. So your objective is maximization of profit, but what is the objective function? Function means expression, formula होना चाहिए, right? So can anyone guess what could be the formula for optimization? Let me give you a kind of a hint. See, X1 and X2 are the number of units produced. So profit कैसे बनेगा आपका? Let's say maximize Z. Z is the profit. Maximize Z equal to something X1 plus something X2. This Z is nothing but profit. Read the statement and tell me profit का formula क्या रहेगा? Okay, Mallari is correct. बाकी लोग? So for that, just look at this statement, highlighted one. Maximize its profit. Profit is made in this way: 6 per unit of A, rupees 5 per unit of B. So unit of A कितने produce कर रहे हैं हम? X1. B कितना कर रहे हैं? X2. So my profit equation Z is nothing but 6 X1 plus 5 X2. And we are going to optimize it to have maximum Z, maximum profit. So this is your objective function. Okay. Now, So two things we have cleared: decision variable, objective function. What could be the next thing? Next thing, constraint, right? So constraint क्या क्या है देखो, ये देखो यहाँ पे कुछ तो भी बताया उन्होंने कि आपके पास मिल्क और कोकोज, उसका कुछ तो भी रिस्ट्रिक्शन है, एंड ऑल्सो ए के लिए उसकी रेसिपी के लिए इतना मिल्क लगने वाला है और 3 यूनिट का कोको या चोकोज डालना है। बी के लिए उसका रेसिपी में 1 यूनिट ऑफ मिल्क एंड 2 यूनिट्स ऑफ चोकोज है। सो दिस कुड बी योर कंस्ट्रेंट। लेट्स सी वन ऑफ द कंस्ट्रेंट। आपके पास टोटल मिल्क कितना है देखो, 5 यूनिट है। ओके, ए यूनिट के लिए यू नीड 1 यूनिट ऑफ मिल्क, और बी का प्रोड्यूस, सिंगल बी चॉकलेट यूज प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए 1 यूनिट ऑफ मिल्क लगने वाला है। ओके, और हम ए और बी कितना प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं, x1 x2, राइट? सो if you try to create an equation like this, see A is going to produce or going to require or produce x1, and it needs 1 unit of milk. So total unit of milk required for A chocolate is 1 time x1. ठीक है? Then आपका जो B वाला चॉकलेट है, सेकंड चॉकलेट, इसका प्रोडक्शन कितना करने वाले हम, x2, और इसके लिए 1 यूनिट ऑफ मिल्क पर चॉकलेट लगने वाला है। सो टोटल मिल्क कितना लगने वाला है बी प्रोडक्ट के लिए, 1 टाइम x2, एंड अपने पास टोटल मिल्क कितना है, 5 यूनिट्स। सो 1x1 प्लस 1x2 शुड बी लेस देन और इक्वल टू 5। इट शुड नॉट बी ग्रेटर देन 5। अब आप बोलोगे सर यहाँ पे इक्वल टू रख दो ना, 1x1 प्लस 1x2 शुड बी इक्वल टू 5, बट थोड़ा मिल्क बचा तो भी चलेगा ना, बट देयर शुड नॉट बी एनी एम्बिग्यूटी इन आवर इक्वेशन, सो दैट्स व्हाई इनइक्वालिटी लगा दिया हमने। सो आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड दिस। सो सिमिलरली यू कैन apply another constraint, create another constraint for cocoa. Okay, so try to prepare like this. Second constraint chocos पे लगा दिया। So similarly, so 3 units पर A के लिए, और टोटल A कितना प्रोडक्शन है, 3x1, सॉरी x1, सो 3 into x1 चोकोज लगने वाला है A के लिए। जो सेकंड B चॉकलेट है उसके लिए 2 into x2, इतना चॉकलेट लगने वाला, कोकोज लगने वाले, and the total should not exceed 12 unit, so less than or equal to 12. So this could be your second constraint, right? Now another constraint is your non-negativity. That means amount of x1 A chocolate or B chocolate production should not be negative, right? So that is your another restriction. X1 and x2 should be greater than or equal to 0. You can produce 0 quantity of chocolate A, chalega, but you cannot produce minus 100 quantities of chocolate A. So that is your last restriction. Okay, so I hope the idea is clear. So finally you will write your equation something like this. The end of formulation of that numerical. So again, now look into the second example. There is a toy manufacturer can produce, okay, it can produce skateboards and dolls. Okay, both require the precious resources of plastic, of which there are 60 units available. Okay, so plastic 60 units available. Skateboard take 5 units of a plastic, okay, and makes 500 profit. Dolls take 2 units of plastic and makes 250 profit. Okay, so what is the number of dolls and skateboard the company can produce to maximize the profit? Okay, so let's look at the first decision variable. here if you look at the last sentence, number of dolls and skateboard, उन्होंने प्रॉब्लम में ही बता दिया कि आपको डिसीजन क्या लेना है. So x1 is number of dolls produced, okay, and x2 is number of skateboards. So these are your decision variable. Okay, sorry for the handwriting. So decision variable आपका हो गया x1 and x2, number of dolls, number of skateboard. Okay, what is objective? उन्होंने बता दिया, maximize the profit. Okay, so z max, z is the profit and we need to maximize it. Okay, so let's write it as a objective function. Equation लिख के देखते. Okay, so we are going to produce x1 number of dolls. Okay, each doll make how much profit? 250 rupees. Okay, so 250 into x1 is the contribution of a doll made into a profit, plus we are manufacturing x2 number of skateboard, and each skateboard add 500 rupees into our profit. So total profit is 250 x1 plus 500 x2. So this is your total profit and our objective is to maximize it. Okay, so this is your objective function. Now let's look at the constraint now. What is the constraint here? Resources of plastic. So that is your constraint. Total plastic कितना है अपने पास? देखो 60 units only. एक इतना ही आपके पास अवेलेबल है, 60 यूनिट्स. सो डॉल के लिए, डॉल, हाउ मेनी डॉल्स वी आर गोइंग टू प्रोड्यूस? x1 नंबर ऑफ डॉल्स. ईच डॉल इज गोइंग टू रिक्वायर्ड 2 यूनिट्स. इट रिक्वायर्ड 2 यूनिट्स ऑफ प्लास्टिक, राइट? सो टोटल कितना यूनिट्स लगने वाला है? 2 इंटू x1. स्केटबोर्ड के लिए इट रिक्वायर्स 5 units of plastic and we are going to produce x2 number of skateboards. Okay, but अपने पास टोटल मिला के कितना प्लास्टिक है? 60 units. So this 2x1 plus 5x2 should be less than or at least equal to 60 units. You cannot go beyond that. So this is your constraint. And last, non-negativity restriction, x1 and x2 should be greater than or equal to 0. Negative quantity नहीं होनी चाहिए, right? So this way you formulate your problem statement. Okay, so let me check the time. Okay, we have 10 minutes more. Now read this problem statement carefully. Sorry. Okay, read the problem statement carefully and try, take a paper, pen, try to write first decision variables. Second, objective function. Third, constraint. And fourth one, non-negativity restriction. That is x1, x2. अगर आपके पास x3 भी होगा तो x3 should be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so try this. Take some time. Okay, so number of units produced for the product of 1, 2 and 3, x1, x2, x3, decision variable, maximization z because maximum बोला है, the profit made by individual product 4, 3 and 6 rupees, then multiply it with the number of units produced x1, x2, x3, so you will get the maximization z 4x1 plus 3x2 plus 6x3 as an objective function. Okay, now let's see the constraint. So first constraint you will find it here, मशीन 1 का कंस्टेंट कि भाई टोटल मशीन 1 का टाइम कितना अवेलेबल है? 440 मिनट्स. ओके, तो उसमें से प्रोडक्ट 1 के लिए 2 मिनट्स पर प्रोडक्ट लगता है, 3 मिनट्स फॉर सेकंड वेरिएबल, सेकंड प्रोडक्ट एंड 2 मिनट्स फॉर थर्ड प्रोडक्ट. ओके, सो वी आर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग x1, x2 and x3 respective amount of product. So total time on the machine 1 should be less than or equal to 440. Okay, so observing the same procedure, you can put another constraint for machine number 2. Okay, so machine number 2 doesn't require sorry, product number 2 doesn't require use of machine 2. ठीक है, डैश है तो छोड़ दो, 0x2 लिख दिया मैंने यहाँ पे. Similarly for machine number 3, right? So these are your constraint and non-negativity restriction, x1 comma x2 and x3 greater than or equal to 0. So this is your formulation. Okay, so another example, what you do, as we are nearing to our end, just take the screenshot of this, problem statement and try it at home. ठीक है, बाद में try करो. If you are facing some difficulty, let me know. Okay, WhatsApp कर दो, I'll try to solve that. Okay, so attendance link is given in the chat window. Please put your attendance.